Hey guys, I am back with another video, and today I wanted to show you my Dawn doll collection. Now, I hadn't really heard of Dawn dolls until maybe a year and a half ago, and I happened to be at a antique mall, and there was a booth there where they had a couple of Dawn dolls, and I decided to pick one up, and that just kind of started the ball rolling. And now pretty much any time that I see one that's in decent condition, I decide to pick it up. So I have several, and I also have some fashions I want to show you. So first up, I will show you a Dawn doll. Now, I don't know if this was... Hey, Spice. I don't know if this was the original outfit that she came in, but I do know that this is the Dawn. And she is actually in pretty good condition. The cool thing about these, which if you watch my last video, you'll know that I have an obsession with dolls that have eyelashes, and these dolls do have little tiny eyelashes. Now, I think some are kind of in better condition than others. I don't know if they get hard after a while and they break off or what it is, but some are definitely nicer looking than others, and hers are particularly nice. And this dress, I think, is kind of a common dress to find. I actually have two more of the same dress. I think this one is in the best condition though out of all the ones that I have. So now something that is a common issue with these dolls is whatever the bending mechanism that they put into the knees was. I think it might have been copper. It has a tendency to discolor the knees after a while. So a lot of the dolls that you find are going to have this problem. Most of the dolls that you find are going to have this problem. One thing that I was kind of wondering, and I haven't like Googled it or anything to see if anybody's tried it, but you know, I used CLR to fix the green ear on my Barbie. Actually, a couple of my Barbies I've done it with, and I was wondering if anyone has tried to do it with the knees. I don't know if it's the same type of process where it pulls out the color, or I was just wondering if anybody had actually tried that. So the other thing to note about these dolls is that if you want to sit them down, they actually do have like a clicking hip joint kind of situation. I think it clicks 3 times maybe. And I had read that maybe if you keep them in that position for a very long time, or if you're constantly, you know, sitting them down, standing them up kind of thing, after a while it will give them the swinging legs. So I think that that might be a determining factor in value sometimes. The condition of the knees, the condition of the hips, and then obviously everything else, you know, the face and the hair and the outfit and all that sort of stuff. So these dolls are not worth a whole ton. A lot of time you can go on eBay and find a lot of them with clothing and stuff for sort of reasonable prices. You know, they're not like crazy expensive dolls. I usually spend $5, maybe $10 if they have an outfit that I kind of like, which may still be more than what they're actually, you know, if you go on eBay, you might be able to find them for cheaper. But all the dolls that I've bought, I have actually found at places. I haven't purchased any of these online. So, all right, so that's Dawn. Dawn. There's Dawn. She has lots of friends, and I think she had friends in the first wave, and then they came out with maybe a second wave. But the dolls weren't produced for very long. I think they were only produced for like a few years early in the 70s by a company called Topper, which I want to say Topper made other stuff. I haven't actually looked it up, but the name sounds very familiar to me, so I feel like maybe they made some other stuff also. So if anybody knows, if you want to leave me a comment and let me know, I'm interested. I haven't looked it up yet. So I don't know which friends came out in the first wave and which ones came out in the second, but I think the first wave might have only been a handful of friends. So let's see, who are we gonna pick? I think we'll pick this one. So this doll, her name is Long Locks, which, as you can tell, her hair is not in the best condition, but it is very long. You can see that it kind of hangs down lower, and we'll do Dawn for a comparison. So you can see that her hair is longer. I'm sure if it wasn't all kinky that it would probably look longer. But I like her. She actually, I think, has a slightly different face shape or face mold, maybe. Or maybe it's just the painting and they got really creative and it looks different. But I think her face actually is different. I think her lips are a little bit slimmer and the shape of her face might be a little bit different. So, yeah, I think the big deal with her was just the fact that her hair was longer and that she was a brunette. She also has the real eyelashes, which is kind of fun. And I don't know where I found this outfit. This wasn't on her when I bought her, but I thought that it looked very appropriate. A lot of this stuff is very, like, mod looking, you know, very 70s, flashy, fat stripes, you know, bright colors, all that kind of stuff. All right, so that's long locks. And you gotta have some boyfriends, right? Everybody gotta have the male counterparts here. Now, I don't know if these two were boyfriends because they kind of look like they could be, but this, the blonde, is Ron, and the brunette with his awesome flashy outfit, his name is Gary. So you got Ron and Gary, this little fringy stuff. And you can see that Gary is kind of floppy, so he probably was made to sit down quite a bit. All right, so there's the guys. I want to say there might have been one more guy. Can't remember what his name was, but it seems like I looked it up at one point and there's one more male to the group. All right. I also have this. Actually, I think I like her better than I like Dawn. I don't know why, but this is Jessica. And I want to say that she was supposed to look like a stewardess or something maybe when she first came in the package, and this outfit is very similar to the outfit that she came in, but a different color. But her lipstick is actually kind of like a peachy color, so I thought the outfit looked very nice on her. But obviously the different part about her is that she has the short hair, so that's kind of fun. I like the short hair. I think she's very cute. Now, I was also able to find one that was still in the box. And this is not a first release. This might have been a second release. But it's not a reproduction one because I think they came out with some later in like the 90s, maybe. But she was one of the original ones. So this is Glory, which you can see on the bottom of her box. And you can see she's brand new. She's still in her original cellophane out plastic stuff. And you can see that she's got the green knee. So apparently it didn't really matter if you played with them or if you didn't play with them. They're going to end up with the green knee regardless. So, but I didn't mind. I think she's very cute. And she has red hair with green eyes. And I believe that all the other ones have blue eyes. So that kind of makes her stand out also. And her outfit's very cute. Those little tiny shoes. Shoes are so tiny. Okay, so I think that's it for the friends. Now, I have a couple more Dawn dolls, different outfits. So this is the most recent one that I got, and you can see that her hair is not perfect. Now this is kind of a common thing with these dolls where their hair kind of does like a foofy, it's like real narrow here and then it gets tall up top, you can see. And I think it was just the way that the hair was sewn in. I have a feeling that that was just a manufacturing thing because a lot of them seem to have that, unless if you want to put the time in, you can get it to smooth down, you know. The first Dawn doll that I showed, I actually attempted to smooth down the hair, and I like the way it looks, but it's just common, you know, par for the course type of thing with these Dawn dolls. So the thing that I like about this one is that she has these little tiny green shoes, and they are tiny. I actually found these wedged in the bottom of the beach bus after I finished my video. I was like, what are those little green things in there? And I picked them up. I'm like, oh, look at these tiny, tiny shoes. And they belong with the Dawn doll. So I picked her up. She was wearing this little green outfit, and I said, yes, green shoes are definitely what this girl needs. And you can see a lot of these outfits, it almost looks like they're just straight up wearing a shirt. Maybe this one is wearing a shirt, but a lot of them are wearing like mini dresses that just barely cover their buns. And this is one of them. Just a tiny, tiny top dress. Maybe she needs pants. Maybe I just have neglected to put pants on this doll. And this one is wearing a little orange jumpsuit. So this is the only doll that I have that has shoes, with the exception of the one, obviously, that's new in the box. So think you can kind of tell with her. Her legs are a little swingy. She's not too bad. Some of the ones I have actually do have bendable legs, but a lot of them, it doesn't really work. You can see she kind of bends a little bit, but not great. One of the other things that I found with the beach bus, if I can figure out where I said it, here it is. I wonder what in the world this thing was, but when I started looking up Dawn dolls, I realized that this is the little plastic stand that the Dawn dolls go on. So I tried to put one on there at one point, and it wasn't working out so well for me, so I've had this kind of set off to the side, and I just set the Dawn dolls down on my shelf because it was giving me a hard time. Okay, that's those dolls. Now, I've actually got 2 more Dawn dolls. I guess Dawn maybe was the most popular, I don't know. Okay, so they've got more fashions. This one, I want to say she had maybe like a jacket or something that she came with, but I thought that was a very pretty dress. Now, I think her legs, yes, her legs are very swingy. So she would only be able to sit down unless I put her on a stand. She wouldn't be able to just like lean up against something because she would just topple over. And this one is wearing some kind of little nightgown thing. So that's pretty cute. And I have several other outfits. I have this little kind of tie-dye jumpsuit thing. This dress, which I believe is what Longlocks was wearing when I purchased her. And there is this little plastic raincoat, which is absolutely adorable. I have not figured out if this came with an outfit in particular, or maybe it's a clone type of thing. Maybe it didn't even go with Dawn dolls. I don't know. This one I have not found, but I think it's very cute. And I have these kind of lacy little bell-bottom pants, I guess you would call these. These are very cute. So one thing I wanted to show you guys about the clothing that I think is interesting. So Barbie, you know, old Barbie stuff, typically had metal snaps. That was how the clothes closed in the back. Something I kind of noticed about a lot of these is that either they won't have a enclosure in the back, it'll just kind of, the fabric just sort of goes together, if you know what I mean. And sometimes they will have these little tiny kind of hook clasp things. I don't know what you call these. And then on the other side would be a little loop. So the little clasp thing would go into the loop. That's how the clothes would stay closed. Which I suppose would be fine if you were a little kid. Bigger hands, not so easy to get those in. So it's kind of one of those things where once you get it on, you're like, that's it. I'm not going to be taking it off and whatever, because it's a difficult process. Some of the other stuff would have like a little button, like a little round button, and a loop. And that's how you would close it. Again, not easy for people, not easy for adults. Probably easier for children. But a lot of the clothes that you find, you know, the loop will be broken because it's just like a little string. It's just a little piece of string. It's not, you know, anything elaborate. So it'll be broken, or from, you know, lots of use, the little button thing will fall off. So you would end up having to attempt to repair that, which is kind of a bummer. So, what was the other thing? Oh, I have one doll. Orange jumpsuit. That I discovered has a special feature. So there were also some of these dolls, I think these were the Wave 2 or Wave 3 dolls, would have a dancing action. And she's the only one that I have that has the dancing action. So if you figure out, I can do it when she's facing me. If I'm facing you, I don't know, it's going to be a little more difficult. So if you kind of take her top and twist it, you can see that her head turns and her arm also swings. So that's kind of fun. I would assume probably this arm was supposed to swing when she was new, but her arm doesn't really swing so much anymore. This one is kind of locked into place, and this is the one that she goes to town with, so kind of fun. I think there were other ones that had like action features. I remember watching somebody else's video, Reluctant Reviewer I think had one, that was like a drum majorette. And I want to say that she twirled her baton maybe or something. So I thought that was kind of cool too. So I don't know if there's other ones that also have, you know, action, but I know the dancing action ones was actually a collection of dolls, different dolls that would have the dancing feature. So I don't know if there were other Dawn dolls that had other features, but still kind of cool. I mean, they're so tiny, but they have like a lot of detail put into them. So it's kind of sad that these were a short-lived thing, but like I said, I know that at some point they did do like a reproduction line. I think it was later 90s, early 2000s maybe. So, I mean, obviously, you know, there's collectors out there that still get really interested in it. And some stuff is worth a lot of money. If you look on eBay, there are some Dawn items that are worth quite a bit. So I will continue to collect, but I will probably not be investing tons and tons of money into them just because I don't get them for the collectability. I get them because I like them. And if I think they're cute, I'm going to pick them up. So I guess that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.